Hey everyone, how are you guys doing today? Well, we have another fight prediction, UFC 329 International Fight Week, and we are going straight to the co-main event of the evening, BSD Benoit Saint-Denis taking on the returning Paddy The Baddy Pimblett. And you know what, guys? Celebrating our 250th birthday, could there be anything better than a Frenchman fighting an Englishman during International Fight Week? I mean, those are the two most influential countries in our own history. I mean, if it wasn't for the French helping us against the English, we wouldn't be a country. Anyways, let's get heading over to this fight prediction. Remember, guys, like the video, share it, hit that subscribe button, and down below you tell me what you think about this fight. Both fighters obviously have an above average ground game. Benoit hits harder, 30 years old, 17-3 with one no contest. He's on a 4-fight winning streak, and he has never been submitted. All of his wins are finishes, including 11 submissions of his own. Paddy is coming off of that loss to Justin Gaethje. He's 23-4. The 31-year-old has never been knocked out. His 9-fight winning streak came to an end with that loss to Justin. But you know what, guys? You say what you will about Paddy, right? He knows what it takes to win. Don't forget, he was a double champ in Cage Warriors. Both guys land about roughly 5.5 strikes a minute and absorb 4. So it, in essence, should be a high-octane fight. Benoit averages 4 takedowns in a fight. If we're going to be honest, neither one of their resumes, though, is littered with primetime talent. Look, they have both fought great fighters. Absolutely undeniable. And they've done pretty darn good against that level of competition. You know, but none of them were top-notch fighters, top level, the upper echelon in their primes. That's just something you guys might want to think about when it comes to placing your bet on this fight. But Paddy's resume might be just a hairline better than Benoit Saint-Denis. And both guys really need this win. Okay, it's undeniable. Paddy needs to rebound against BSD. You know, get that bad taste of the loss to Justin. Get him back on the right track. So he needs this fight. And a victory for Benoit Saint-Denis in this fight, what does that mean? Well, it might very well mean a fight against Charlie Olives. And as good of a ground game as this fight might be, a ground game fight, Charles Oliveira, Benoit Saint-Denis, that would just be crazy sick. The amount of scrambles, the submission attempts. That would be bonkers, man. But Benoit Saint-Denis comes forward, hits hard, but there are times where he can be reckless while he's looking for a finish. And that's not necessarily a bad thing. It's good to look for a finish, but there are times where he can just be reckless, especially in, you know, fighting inside the phone booth. Always has good game plans. Paddy showed a super chin against Justin. Now, Justin obviously hits a lot harder than Benoit Saint-Denis, as I'm trying to figure out what my neighbor is doing. But I see the majority of this fight, unlike other people that are talking about this fight. I think this fight is going to be fought in the clinch a lot of the time, with some dirty boxing. And I can see a lot of scrambles happening as well. Obviously, with their two ground games, it's just an earmark. It sets itself up for that to happen. I also see this fight absolutely not going to the scorecards. Benoit Saint-Denis is going to come early and push the pace. Now, he fights really compact, so it's hard to land on him, even though he is hit. As opposed to Paddy, who fights long, has his chin exposed. And if Justin wasn't able to knock him out, could Benoit do that? It makes you wonder. Benoit also, as I'm looking at my notes, does get countered sometimes. And the fact that Paddy does well in chaos situations usually, he's been dropped. He's been knocked out. Moicano and Dustin finished him. So Paddy could technically drop him and then go down and try some submissions on the mat. I am not a believer at all in his head movement. Even though I do feel Benoit Saint-Denis can overpower Paddy in the clinch along the fence. And honestly, I would not be shocked at all if Paddy tried to jump guard and try a submission attempt standing up, or just bring him down to the mat right there. Would not be shocked. Yes, he can do the judo throws and a double leg or a single leg. But I think he could pull him down from stand-up. Even though Benoit fights compact, he can overextend himself. And again, that high guard is going to be something Paddy might have problems getting through. And look, guys, here is what I feel is going to be the biggest key factor in the fight, and not a single person is talking about it. At least none that I've seen. Benoit Saint-Denis has an underrated kicking game. It's a weapon he uses very well, very sneaky with it, especially roundhouse that he throws. And I think that's just going to torch Paddy's body. I think his liver's going to get lit up with kicks. And I think that's just going to wear on him. And I just think this level of a fighter, coming off of the fight with Justin, is a wee bit much for Paddy. If Paddy would have taken somebody lower down in the rankings, like 12 to 15, or someone not ranked, I'd be more in line to predict a victory for Paddy. But I think there's just too much talent coming from Benoit Saint-Denis. I think he's just too sharp. His in cage IQ, his fight IQ is really good. I think it's going to be just a little bit too much for Paddy right now, coming off of that loss. And look, he looked good in the training videos that he put out. But here's the problem: training videos is not fight footage. We don't know if he's really all there mentally yet. I think it's a bit too much. That is why I think... Look, Paddy says Scousers don't get knocked out. And that might be true. But I think in this fight, those kicks that are going to be coming from BSD are going to prove to be a little bit too much. I like Benoit Saint-Denis late second round technical knockout. So that's the fight prediction, guys. Once again, please like the video, hit that subscribe button, share it. Down below, you tell me what you think about this fight. And guys, check out the video that's in one of these corners right now. Thank you. Until the next video, Cyclone saying, peace out, homies. Bye.